go! Go the Cowboys!
Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Culture Round. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh, yeah! Fuck!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. I'm just mucking around, Hainsey. I love you, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. Welcome to the round 18 team of the week plus round 18 recap. Nathan in stitches. Love you, Nathan. Love you, Hainsey, as well. Love the chat. Hope you guys are all doing well on this Monday night, July. I can't even talk right now. You're killing me. July 3rd, 2023. It is 6:30 p.m. on a beautiful wet Monday night up here in Lismore. It's actually quite cool. No, come on, Nathan. Come on, man. We've got kids watching us, bro. Come on. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another live stream, Team of the Week, Round 18 recap. Nathan, how are you, bro?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's good. Christ, can't even get my words out. Good Monday night. Hope you're doing well too, Nick. I hope everyone in the live chat is doing well, and the live chat man is going off.
Can you contain yourself?
Yep. I
Contain yourself.
think what's this?
Can you contain yourself yet? Are you
Yes.
right?
Yes, I think I'm good.
All
I think I can do it.
Yeah. No, it's good. That's good.
Man.
I don't think Haynes is going to be very happy with what happened, but that's all right. I'll definitely cop it afterwards. But welcome to another episode of the Team of the Week plus the Round 18 recap. You know, for the first half of the year, me and Nathan were doing the Team of the Week, and that was it. But, you know, we decided to throw in the recap as well, just, you know, talk about the round of footy. There's not a whole lot to talk about, considering most of the games over the weekend were one-sided. We had a couple of nail-biters between, obviously, Canberra and the Gold Coast, Broncos, Dolphins, and Manly and the Roosters. So we had a couple of good games, but the others were just one-sided. We had two bloodbaths on the weekend as well. But, guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. And thank you very much for tuning in. And Kyle, yes, I'm celebrating the 74-0 win still. I had a great day today. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, anyway. Welcome to the show, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. But, yeah, let's get into it, Nathan. And we're going to start off with the Team of the Week. So, Team of the Weeks, man, they just get harder and harder. But, you know, this weekend, it seemed pretty easy, considering all the scorelines were one-sided. But, Nathan, what's your round 18 Team of the Week?
All right, let's get into it. So first up, from fullback, I've got Scott Drinkwater. My wingers are Alex Johnson and Selwyn Cobbo. My centres include Isaac Taggart and Bradman Best. 5'8", Tom Dearden. Halfback, Nico Hines. My forwards include Payne Haas and Joseph Tarpany. My hooker is Phoenix Crossland. Second rowers, Hamale Olakawatu and Lachlan Fitzgibbon. And my lock is Corey Horsburgh. And my interchange, Kalen Ponga, Jeremiah Nanai, Tavita Totola, and Siosiva Talakai.
Strong team. We do have a fair few similar. I must say, Nathan, do you pick Horsburgh every week? Is he like your favourite player or something right now?
Yeah, mate.
I know he's having a good year and he's killing it at the Raiders, and he just got an Origin call up. But Horsburgh, I swear you pick him every week.
Yeah, mate. I mean, it was either him or Cameron Murray. I was pretty much torn on between the two, but like it's becoming a common theme here on the show now that I have a secret sort of man crush on Corey Horsburgh, the big red machine. So I went with him to to go.
You know what? Nathan, you know what? I can't blame you one bit. He is a good sort.
Thank you. I know.
Most redheads are a good sort. Just ask Paddy G. He's a good sort as well.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into my team of the week, and it starts like this. Fullback, Scott Drinkwater. On the wings, Selwyn Cobbo and Murray Taulagi. In the centres, Isaac Tago and Bradman Best. Halves are Tom Dearden and Jackson Hastings. The front row are Payne Haas and Hame Sele. The hooker is Phoenix Crossland. The back row are Britton Nakora and Jeremiah Nanai. The lock is your man, the big red machine, Corey Horsburgh. And on the bench, I have gone with Daly Cherry Evans, big Tommy Hazelton from the Sharkies, big Lindsay Smith from the Riff, and Jacob Saifedi from the Newcastle Knights and Novocastrians. That's my team of the week. What do you think, Nathan?
I think it's very good. I agree that we both share the same sentiment about Corey Horsburgh. And, very, very strong team.
I'll tell you who I'm starting to fall in love with. I'm starting to really fall in love with Tom Hazelton.
Yeah, he's becoming a cult hero at the Sharks.
He's a fan favourite. Tommy Hazelton's a fan favourite out of the Shire, and if you watched the game on Thursday night against the Dragons, when he was on the bench, they were all just going mad for him.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
I love him too. He's bloody
he's a good player. All right, well that's the team of the week out of the way, Nathan. Let's get into the coach of the round. Now, I think there's a couple of contenders that you could probably throw in there, and I think the contenders for coach of the round, Nathan, I think if you have a look at how the round of footy did end up, I think Jason Demetrio probably is in the conversation. I think what Ivan Cleary managed to do with that Penrith team on the weekend, obviously go down to Melbourne and win without Nathan Cleary was very impressive. Newcastle yesterday, I mean, you didn't expect 66-0. They're probably the guys you're probably looking at, even Anthony Seibold to an extent. But who was your coach of the round, Nathan?
Look, I'm going to go Adam O'Brien. Look, I thought 3 losses in a row from the Knights. They needed something big to get their season back on track. And after what happened yesterday against the Bulldogs, unfortunately, the Dogs were the sacrificial lamb in this. We weren't expecting 66-0. I was expecting, 16 points to 10. Bit of a close game in that, but nah, man, this is credit to Adam O'Brien, credit to the Knights. They got their season back on track, which is really good. And, well done. Well done to Adam O'Brien.
I'm going to go the opposite direction, Nathan. I'm going to go with Jason Demetrio. I think what South Sydney were able to achieve on the weekend was absolutely outstanding. For them to go over to a bloody extremely wet place, New Zealand, where it was terrible conditions, it was raining heavy, there was about 5 or 6 puddles all over the pitch. It was terrible conditions for footy. And they were without Campbell Graham. They were without Latrell Mitchell. They had a fair few players out on the weekend, and they went over there and they beat a Warriors team in New Zealand 28-6 on the back of Cody Walker, Alex Johnson, and a couple others. So I thought South Sydney were outstanding on the weekend. So I'm going to give Jason Demetrio coach of the round. And South Sydney were not expected to win at all against the Warriors. Everyone thought the Warriors would win. So I'm giving Jason Demetrio the coach of the round.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I agree with you on obviously me and you, very different on the coaching for this week, but Jason Demetrio was a very close second for me.
Without a doubt.
Well done to South Sydney as well.
What about player of the round?
Ooh,
Who's your player of the round? There's a lot of guys you can choose. Who's your player of the round?
I'm probably going to say Scotty Drinkwater. I thought he had a very, very, very strong game against the West Tigers on Saturday. He was absolutely superb. Like, the whole team was superb that day.
The West losers.
Oh.
They might as well just give up. They might as well just fold as a club after that.
Poor Tigers fans.
I'm with you. Scott Drinkwater, player of the round. Drinkwater had the best game of his career on the weekend. He had 2 tries. He had like 5 or 6 try assists, 235 meters. Come on, Paddy, be professional. Drinkwater couldn't have done any more on the weekend. You know, I've been calling him Scott Drinkgoat as of late. What he's been doing the last month has been unbelievable. The game against Melbourne, the game against Penrith, where he won the game with that 2 tries and the Golden Point match winner. What he did to South Sydney the other weekend, and then what he did to the Tigers. I know it was only the Tigers, and they're having an abysmal season, and the Cowboys are starting to get their shit together. It was impressive what Drinkwater was able to do on the weekend. There's not much more he could have done. He was player of the round for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I don't think there's anyone else you could choose, to be honest. All right, let's get into the round 18 recap. I don't think we'll spend too long on this tonight because, like I said at the start, a lot of games were very one-sided. Let's go back to Thursday night footy, mate. Sharks Dragons. Sharks 52, Dragons 16. We expected the Sharks to win, but I know a few people said it'd be by 50, but I didn't think it would be. I thought it'd be maybe like an 18 to 24 point margin. I thought the Dragons would show up a bit. But what did you make of the Sharks on the weekend?
Oh, mate. Going into this game, I was very nervous. Well, I wouldn't say nervous, but I was pretty like, you got to look at every game. You got to look at it like you can't like stumble. You got to, you know, especially with the way like we've played over the past few weeks. But no, I thought our game against the Dragons was very good, very clinical. Talakai had a really good game on the weekend. Nico Hines is Nico Hines. Oh, man, buddy, who else got I throw in there? Thomas Hazelton becoming a cold hero at the club. Britton Nakora had a really good game. Yeah, I thought the Sharks were extremely good. And as for the Dragons, well,
not much to say.
Exactly, unfortunately for Dragons fans.
Yeah, look, it was one of those games, wasn't it? It was a pretty abysmal Thursday night. The Dragons got back in this game. It was only 24-16 at one point. And I thought the Dragons were coming to get them. But Sharks just went, once they clicked, they just went on with it. They couldn't be stopped. The Dragons got to work out if Ben Hunt wants to be there because the whole Ben Hunt drama was terrible in round 17. And then they got beat by the Warriors, 48-18 or something. And then a week later, they get beat 52-16. The only one from the Dragons that seems to be having a go at the moment is Jack DeBellin. And look, I think Jack DeBellin's a bit unlucky not to make the Blues team, but I'll get into that in my video later.
I'm a little bit shocked that he didn't get selected.
I'll get into that later on tonight when I do the reaction to the Origin sides. But the Sharks were just too good, and business as usual for Cronulla. It's business as usual.
Absolutely, and we've got the Tigers next week, so hopefully we can put on a performance there.
Yeah. Well, the way they were, the way the Tigers were in the weekend, it's hard to imagine them beating Cronulla on Thursday, but you never know. Let's move on to the next game. South Sydney 28, Warriors 6. The Warriors were very disappointing in this game. I know it was wet weather, it was terrible conditions, but when you got a sold-out crowd like that at Mount Smart, I don't even know if it was sold out. There was a fair few seats because of the weather, but a fairly big crowd at Mount Smart Stadium. For them to play like that was really poor. The Warriors were really poor in the weekend. I thought South Sydney were exceptional. What did you make of this game, Warriors South? It definitely didn't live up to the hype.
Look, I'll be honest. I had the Warriors in this. I thought the Warriors were my specials of the round, but South Sydney, man, they're proven they can win without their top stars: Jairo, Latrell Mitchell, Campbell Graham. I was supposed to say sorry, not Cameron Murray. Yeah, well done to South Sydney, especially going over to New Zealand and winning in wet weather with the conditions and with everything going on. I got to applaud the Rabbitohs there. They were very, very good. As for the Warriors, man, do you still think they're a chance? Do you still think they'll make the 8? But after that,
they will. I think the Warriors will be fine. I'm not going to say they're going to fall off a cliff. They should be fine, but man, that was concerning on the weekend. And look, I don't know. I don't know, man. Don't see them as a top 4 team.
I mean, to be fair, the top 4 is kind of set in a way, obviously.
No, I don't think it is. I really don't. I don't think it is. Not yet. I don't know. The Warriors, for me, I think they're probably a top 8 team. They'll probably be around between 5th and 8th for me. They do have a fairly good run home, but the Warriors expected to win games is always tough for them because they don't handle expectation well. We saw it on the weekend against Souths. We saw it against Brisbane when they were origin affected back in round 13. The Warriors don't handle expectation and they're not good favourites. So they got to try and learn to, win with expectation.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think they'll be fine. I still think they're a top 8 team. I don't think they're a premiership contender yet because they haven't beat the top teams. They haven't beaten Souths. They haven't beaten Penrith. They lost to Melbourne. They lost to Souths. They did beat the Raiders, which was good, but I don't know if the Raiders are a contender. They did beat the Sharks, so again, I'm not sure about the Sharks. They do play Parramatta this weekend, and Parramatta are origin affected, so you'd think the Warriors would win that, but you just never know.
If they lose this...
If they lose to Parra...
Yeah, you might as well just ride them out of the 8.
If the Warriors lose to Parramatta, who've got out Gufferson, Brown, Moses, Campbell Gillard, yeah, that'll be really bad. But anyway, move on to the next game. Penrith 34, Melbourne 16. Melbourne had 14-0 in this game, and then they got run down. It was 16-0 at one point, and then Penrith 34-16. I think Penrith went on a streak of like 34-2, I think. I don't know what it was. It was crazy. Penrith, let's face it, Nathan. It's Penrith's comp to lose.
I've said it before. They have the best junior system in the comp right now.
Oh, easy.
They can just bring out players and they do their job. They're not flashy, but they do their job. As soon as Spencer Lenu came on the field, the whole game just sort of changed. He was a massive impact for the Panthers on Friday night. There was one incident, I will say, in the game. Nelson Asova-Sona, his particular try, was that... I'm surprised they even let that in through because clearly from the look of it, it was a knock-on.
It was a clear knock-on, bro. It really was. I'm not going to say I'm surprised they got away with it, but with all the cameras, the refs, the bunker, the amount of technology we got, we're still getting that one wrong. I seriously don't know how we get it so wrong. That was a terrible decision.
100%. It's just,
but it didn't even matter, bro. Penrith just went bang. Isaac Tago was untouchable. Poor old Remus Smith couldn't stop him. Everyone was just still in their role. Everyone was doing their thing. Penrith just too good. Melbourne, they put in a fight for 25 minutes. They had a good lead, and then they got it back to 16-all, and it was game on again. But then Penrith just went nuts after that.
Bang, bang, bang. Yep, exactly right.
Too good. I think Melbourne has still a chance of doing some good things, but they're going to have to beat Penrith. They do play Penrith again in a few weeks out of Penrith, so that'll be another good test for Melbourne. But
Claire will be back too.
And until Pappenhausen comes back, it's hard to really see Melbourne winning the comp or being a premiership threat.
100%. Like, in my opinion, the only thing that's sort of keeping Melbourne into it is the fact that they've got Munster, Hughes, Harry Grant. They have a really good spine, but everything else is just average.
Personally, bro, I think there's only probably 6 teams, 4 teams that could probably win the comp, but Penrith are definitely the favourite at the moment.
100%.
All right, Canberra versus Gold Coast. Canberra 26, Gold Coast 22. Gold Coast really upset after this, having a massive whinge about the officiating. Listen, if you're going to blame the referee after having 15 errors in a game of football and the Titans did not lead at any part of this game, they're going to blame the referee. You need to learn how the game of rugby league does operate, because if you make 15 errors and you think you deserve to win, you're off your head. Canberra had about 6 errors, 6, 7 errors. I think Gold Coast was about 14, 15 errors. The Gold Coast didn't deserve to win. That was ridiculous. And the NRL's come out today and said David Fafita, no try before half time was the right call. And I said it in the review on Saturday night. I said it's no try. You can't touch the opposition. You can't push them like that and score it. Yes, you go back and watch it, and yes, it might have been a very harsh call. I agree it was a harsh call. But the rules are the rules. You got to go with the rules. So Gold Coast just need to stop fucking bitching about it and move on, because all they do every time they lose a close game, they just whinge about it.
Oh look,
Canberra deserved to win.
I will say Canberra did deserve to win that game. I thought they were very good on the weekend, and it was a pretty close call towards the end. It was bloody crazy, like 5 minutes.
When Tino scored.
The end. Yeah, but look, Raiders deserve it to win this one. I pretty much haven't got really anything else to say about this.
You know what was stupid? I think it was about 5 seconds to go. I think it might have been a run from Stimson or someone, and it was. I think the Titans were about halfway. Stimson runs, he gets tackled, and then the game ends. Well, when you put up a huge bomb or go razzle dazzle, do something. Mm-hmm. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, heat of the moment, probably, I guess, for him, but who knows?
Yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, the Raiders, good on them. Good win for the Green Machine. As for the GC, the Gold Coast, well, that loss hurts them. Now, I know everyone's going to say I'm being biased towards the Gold Coast because I hate them, and they are my most hated NRL team, but they are still a chance for the 8. But their run home is a nightmare. They play so many of the top sides above them. They're going to play Penrith, Cronulla, Melbourne, Roosters. It will not going good, but Roosters won't be easy. Won't be easy at all. Cowboys, they got to play Parramatta down in Sydney. It's very hard to imagine the Gold Coast making the 8. They got a very tough run home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying the Titans have a really, really good team, but the Titans do have a better team than what they were last year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they will challenge a lot of these other sides, but it's going to be a tough job, especially with teams, as you said, like Penrith and Melbourne. And, yeah, the Roosters aren't looking too great, but they're no pushovers, so...
No, they're not. And the Roosters, when you look at the Roosters, a lot of their games they've lost this year have been really tight losses. So if you turn a few of them into wins, and the Roosters are probably in the 8. So Yeah. Anyway,
Absolutely.
Raiders get away with the win over the Titans. Cowboys 74-0 over the West Tigers. Not much to say about this one. I obviously had a great night. Yeah, Cowboys very impressive on a roll. The for and against going into this one was about -30, Nathan. Now it's like +38, which is huge, bro. Because for and against is going to be vital going into this back end of the year.
Look, this game is literally the definition of, and I took that personally.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, bro, Todd Payton, he put up the score of the last meeting between us and the Tigers all over the training stuff, and yeah, they were fired up.
Oh my days! Nah, good on the Cowboys. Well done. Well done to you, Nick, as well, on that impressive win.
Had a
As
great
for
night,
the Tigers,
God, I don't know how you mentally recover from that.
Oh yeah,
74-0. That is the worst score to lose in NRL history.
and I just want to point out this quickly as well for a lot of you history buffs out there, that the Cowboys have recorded the biggest ever win in NRL era history. The last time we saw something like this happen, the previous record was 74-4, and that was Parramatta against Cronulla in 2003.
Nathan, you know what's funny? The Cowboys have got the biggest margin win in NRL history, and we've got the equal biggest comeback in NRL history as well. 26 points. Cowboys making history, baby.
That was against Penrith in 1998.
Yeah. Cowboys and Dolphins have got the two best comebacks of NRL history. So
here's a question for you: do you know who has the two biggest biggest scores, like the biggest wins? Do you know which clubs have it?
Was it Dragons over Dogs?
Yeah, Dragons over the Bulldogs. It was 91-6 in 1935.
That's
the
garbage.
week later, the Roosters beat the Bulldogs. I can't remember the score. I think it was like 80-something, 80-6 or something like that.
Diabolical, bro. Anyway, not much more to say on this. Cowboys, far too good. 74-0. West Tigers in the bin. And I don't know how they're going to recover next week. I don't know. This week, anyway. Broncos 24-16 over the Dolphins. The second edition of the Battle of Brisbane from the Gabba. Few people enjoyed the stadium. Few people, I know, hated it. I guess it depends where you sit. But problem is, you're so far away from the action, it's hard to get it. But, it's very hard. But what do you make of this game, Broncos and Dolphins?
I'll just quickly talk about the Gabba very quickly first. For those who don't know, this is the first rugby league game to play at the Gabba since 1969. And so it's about 55 years now. As for the game itself, man, I've said it going into this game, the Dolphins were going to give them a crack here. And they did, but a man by the name of Selwyn Cobbo completely turned on the action, and he was absolutely terrific up there at the Gabba. The Dolphins, though, they were good. They were good.
Yes.
But the Broncos just got them over the line once again.
I'll tell you what, Nathan. I think the Broncos have got some issues, though. They didn't play great. They are in a slump at the moment. You know how South Sydney were in that slump about a month ago? The Broncos are in the same boat right now. They're not playing great footy. They are winning very ugly. They had a nice win over the Sharks, and then after that, they've just they seem to be just getting over wins. Like, you look at it, they did beat the Sharks in Sydney, which gave them a big high, and then they barely survived Newcastle. They got away with that one. They lost to the Gold Coast, and then obviously they got that ugly grinding win over the Dolphins on the weekend. I still think the Broncos are a top 4 team, top 6 team. But with their run home, I can't see them finishing top 2. Personally, because I've been playing with the ladder predictor a lot, and I'm going to do the ladder predictor sometime soon. I think the Broncos are going to end up in 4th. I really do, which means they will still get a final in Brisbane, but they'll have to play Penrith week 1 probably. But look, they're a hell of a team. The Dolphins got in front, and I thought, fuck, here we go. Dolphins are going to upset them here. And then obviously it didn't go to plan. Cobbo with the miracle play, chip over the top, got the ball scored, and then he scored again with a few minutes to go.
That was a sensational try, that one, the chip over the top. Bloody hell, how does he do it?
I know the Broncos have got a few injuries at the moment. Obviously, Capewell's not there, Ricky's not there, and Reece Walsh is suspended. But it was a very ugly win on the weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Dolphins, bro, are you concerned about them?
Look, I'm not going to be too harsh on the Dolphins because there is a lot of injuries there. I mean, Sean O'Sullivan's been out for a while. Jeremy Marshall-King's season is probably over. I think it is over, actually, after the game. Do I think they'll make the 8? No, but, like, I don't know. To be honest with you, they weren't really expected to do much like this season. But the fact that they did what they did this year, I think that's a massive pass for them. So I wouldn't be complaining. If I was a Dolphins fan, I would not be complaining.
Yeah, I wouldn't be complaining too much. As long as they avoid bottom 4, I think that was their plan at the start of the year. The expectation wasn't all there. They have had a good year. So next year they'll be a lot better because they have bought well for next year. They are getting Flegler, Herbie, Avarillo's going there. So they'll be a lot better next year. But yeah, anyway. Let's move on from the Broncos. Let's move on to the Sunday game. And what the hell, man? Newcastle Knights 66, Bulldogs 0. Oh boy, the Dogs. Are they worse than the Tigers or are they better than the Tigers? Because at the moment, I've got no idea.
I think they're slightly better than if the Tigers and the Bulldogs played now, I'd probably be leaning towards the Bulldogs.
I'll flip a coin.
But, oh, man. I don't even know what's going on with them. I don't even know what's wrong.
I know they've got injuries. I understand they've got injuries, but for fuck's sake.
Well,
Penrith had 7 players out last week. In Origin affected. They beat the Knights down in Penrith. What's wrong with the Bulldogs? Where's their system at?
About the injury thing, the only major injury that they've got is Viliami Kickout, and he's not expected to return, I think, round 22 or 23.
Yeah, well, they still got Fox. They still got Burton.
Exactly.
I've still got Reid Marnie. I've still got Tavita Pangai Jr. I've still got Avarillo, who's been a standout for them. I've still got Jacob Preston, who's a young fella. That Rajab kid at 5'8" on the weekend, Jesus Christ. He made me so sick. You know what I did? I got up and I turned it off. I left the room.
No.
His tackling technique is not NRL standard. I'll tell you, this Rajab kid, he's got plenty of potential. I'm a fan. I like the kid. I think he'll be a good player in a couple of years when he develops more. But, my God, don't put him in the fucking NRL team, for God's sakes. He ain't ready for that level. His defense on the weekend, Newcastle scored about 5 tries on his edge. They had Fitzgibbon go at him all game. He got a try out of it. Hastings dummied him like he was nothing. Best scored a couple of tries on him off his bad reading in defense. I'm not having a go at Rajab. I think he's a good kid, but he's clearly not ready for NRL level.
Absolutely.
Some of the defense of Matt Burton was terrible. Fucking Reid Marnie missing tackles. All their key players were horrible, and the poor young fellas were just getting knocked around too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Unfortunately for them. I just want to quickly shift over to the Knights and that.
Yeah, fuck the Dogs.
Holy Shit, how... I wasn't expecting this from Newcastle, man. Wow. Bramman Bess had a sensational game. And he's rewarded an origin spot.
Jackson Hastings had his best game at the Knights. I mean, he ran the ball, which was great to see. When Hastings runs the ball, he's at his best. Crossland had done me half.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, look, we could sit here all night and praise Newcastle, and they deserve to be praised, but fuck, man, what a win. Their finals are alive still. They're still, 5 points from the 8, but they just got to keep winning.
That draw, that single point could prove handy for them.
Yeah. Personally, I can't see Newcastle making the 8, but they've got the bye this weekend, then they play the Tigers down in Newey. They should beat, really. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Newcastle, it'll be interesting to see how they finish the back end of the year, but no, good on them. Very dominant win at 66-0 over the Dogs. And last game, Nathan, Manly 18-16 over the Roosters. I said it last week after the Canberra game, and I'll say it again this week. Get the red, white, and blue pen out, put a pen through the Roosters. They're gone.
Ooh. This was a cracker of a game.
Game of the
Manly,
round.
I got to say, Daly Cherry Evans is having his best season yet, like in a very long time. He was outstanding. Well, he's been outstanding all year, but on yesterday, he was absolutely outstanding. Ola Kawata was sensational.
Better with age. Schuster had a great game.
I was going to say Josh Schuster was really good too.
Garrick at fullback did a job.
It just shows you how important, like, mentally Jake Trbojevic is to that team. He just provided them a new spark.
Manly were good. They deserved the win. The Roosters, on the other hand, they defended their ass off for a very long time, and they're probably a bit unlucky not to win, but
they were very resilient.
Goes for 80 minutes, bro, and they couldn't hold on for another 8 minutes, unfortunately. I thought they were going to fucking, at the end, they were going to steal it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But
the kick from, was it Shannon Smith or Kiri? Oh, it just didn't go to plan.
It was a good kick. The execution was just unfortunate for him.
Yeah, Tupolotu, right place, right time, right? Yeah, no, great win for Manly. They now go into the bye and they take on my beautiful Cowboys in next week, and I'll be there.
You'll be there. Yeah, I was going to say you'll be there.
I can't
Good luck to you.
Can't wait. First time at Brookie, I can't wait to get down there.
You're right.
But, the Roosters, bro, their attack's still not all there, bro.
Yeah, I think their discipline doesn't help matters too as well.
Well, I can't believe Jadaria Hargraves got away with that little eye gouge or whatever it was. It didn't look good. Didn't look good. If that was Hudson Young, he would have got 16 weeks.
Tom Burgess, I remember in 2019, I think it was Tom or George Burgess, he got suspended for like how many weeks?
12 weeks, wasn't it? 10 weeks?
Yeah.
Hudson Young got about 12 weeks for it as well.
Back in 2019, same season.
You got to be careful with this eye gouge, man. I mean, look, he got away with it, so they reckon there wasn't much in it, but gee, it didn't look good watching the replay on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying it was an eye gouge. I'm just saying it didn't look good. He's a very lucky man. But anyway, well done to Manly. Nice win over the Roosters. That Manly Cowboys game next week will be a cracker, Nathan.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to watch that.
I can't wait to be there. But Nathan, my friend, that's going to wrap up the round 18 recap and the team of the week. Thanks for coming on, bro, and I'll see you next Monday.
You will. Thank you for having me on as always. Thank you for the chat for watching, and I'll see you next Monday as well.
No worries, bro. I will see you there. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, everyone. Have a phenomenal Monday night, and I'll be live again in about an hour to give you my reaction and my opinion on the New South Wales team for game number 3. Until then, see you there.